Hello and welcome back. So this is another anti-haul or not video where I am talking about new makeup releases and my thoughts on them. Tons of people do these videos and I think they are very fun. There's some interesting stuff that is coming out, so let's get into it. Sorry if my lighting is a bit off. One of my lights is out, so maybe not as good, but sorry. Anyway, first up, Colourpop Baby Got Peach palette and this whole peach collection. I love peach makeup. I think it's beautiful. However, I already have a lot of it. I mean, I have peach eyeshadows, one or two in most palettes. It's a very common color now. It didn't necessarily used to be. I think it's a beautiful collection. The palette is pretty, the blushes are pretty, but I really don't need more peach products. But again, the palette's only $12, so, you know, that definitely makes it tempting, but I'm going to pass. Next up, Too Faced is kind of starting, I think, all of their holiday releases. They have the Palm Springs Dreams palette, which is a lot of warm neutrals with a pop of blue, which they've done a lot, so I am not interested in that. And then a peach spray, which their peach primer broke me out, so I wouldn't try the peach spray purely for that reason. Their other primer too, the Hangover one, that also broke me out. So I'm not sure why that is. Not that much stuff actually breaks me out, but anyway, not interested. More from Too Faced, and I'm not even talking about all of it in this video. There's a lot. So a pumpkin spice palette, which definitely pretty fall colors. I mean, they are pretty, but again, I have these already. And then a gingerbread man bronzer. That is cute, I must say, but don't need it. Also, a pumpkin lipstick. This is pretty too, and it's a tube lipstick. I do have their gingerbread man liquid lipstick, which is really nice, but I've only worn that like twice ever, so yeah. I don't need this, but this does make me excited for fall makeup because I love these like rich orange and red colors. Okay, on to something very expensive. Pat McGrath, what is this palette called? The Midnight Sun. It's $125, so I'll go ahead and tell you I'm not going to get it, but it is pretty. I mean, I think if I were to spend this much money on a palette, this is the type that I would like, where there's some neutrals, but there's also some colorful shades. There's like a green and a purple. It looks super pretty, and people say this formula is amazing, but I just don't need it. On to a much cheaper product. BH Cosmetics is releasing a Take Me to Ibiza palette, and this is pretty. It's $20. There's like too much shades though. I mean, there's pinks and blues and peach and gold, but I just think it's too much. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, so if I'm going to buy one now, it's going to be something smaller and more curated. I just don't need a palette with this many colors, but I have lots of palettes from BH that I really, really love their quality. Oh, I said I didn't have more Too Faced, but I do. So they're releasing another gingerbread spice palette, which looks almost exactly like last year's, but a more muted version. I don't get it. Last year's was really pretty and it was really popular, and I guess I can see why they would want to expand on that success and popularity. But this one is so muted and toned down. I am not interested. This next release I was really excited about when they were first teasing it, but now that it's been released, I'm so not into it. The new ABH Norvina palette. I love the original Norvina palette, and when she said she was coming out with the second one, I was so excited. But two problems. It's like the BH palette. There's too many eyeshadows. I want something more curated. And they changed the packaging. It's twice the size. It's too bulky for me. And they increased the price to $60. I don't like this. I'm very disappointed actually, because if it had been in the original packaging and kind of like a new selection of purples, I would have definitely bought it, but I'm not going to pay $60, and I really don't like the packaging. I mean, I guess it's good to, you know, try something new and expand and not do the same thing over and over. But if what you're doing is working and people like it, I don't know. So this was a huge disappointment for me. I don't want it. Now, the ABH and Jackie Aina palette is really nice. This is $45. The colors in this are gorgeous, especially that like red metallic. But I don't feel, there's a few shades, I've seen people swatch it a few times, and there's a few shades that seem very unique, but the rest I definitely have over and over. So I'm going to pass on this too, but it's really pretty and it's way better than the Norvina palette. Oh, and also ABH and everybody else in the world are releasing dewy foundations. I'm not interested in the ABH one right now, or any other dewy foundation, because I have combo skin. I'm pretty oily this type of year, so I don't think a dewy would be good for me until maybe the winter. Okay, this next release, wow, I'm sorry. This is just shockingly bad. The Urban Decay Honey palette. It looks exactly like the original Naked palette, but with like a yellowy gold. Wow. I think they really missed the boat on this one. They could have made it something more interesting. My personal opinion, they should have just not discontinued the original Naked palette, because I feel like that looked better than this. So definitely not interested. Okay, another Colourpop thing. So this is interesting because they are releasing another one of these magnetic palettes with 40 shades in it. Not 40 shades, 20 something shades, but it's $40. So this one is She's a Rainbow. And I had just bought the one that was called Rainbow Land. Very similar shades, but none of them are the same, except the one that I bought does not have glitters in it. So I don't know. I like the original one better, but if you like the glitters, this is like another bright rainbow palette. And these are a good deal because their single shadows they're either $4 or $5. I don't remember. But if you buy one of these sets, you're only paying $1.66 per eyeshadow. So it definitely makes more sense. But like I said, I just bought that Rainbow Land one. So yeah, I don't need it. Okay, this next palette is the Sigma Enchanted palette. And I gotta say, it's really beautiful. Purples and green. It's really nice and it's something more unique. However, it's $49 and somehow that really bothers me. Like, they're charging more than the ABH Jackie Aina palette and all of the other ones except that new Norvina one. I don't know. So tell me. The only people I see talk about Sigma makeup are people that get it sent in PR. I just haven't seen many people review their palettes who have actually purchased them. So I don't really know about the quality. You know, the people I've seen that got this in PR have said that it's good. But personally, I just feel like $49 for Sigma, which is supposed to be a more affordable brand. And I know they have coupon codes, but somehow them charging more than an ABH palette really bothers me. Okay, this next palette I'm very interested in. I actually do think I want to buy this. This is the Persona Identity 2 palette. This is $42. I've seen so many people rave about the quality of the original Identity palette, and I'm very intrigued. And I've seen videos on this palette and it looks really nice quality. Also, the color scheme is what I like, a combination of colors with neutral. This is just my style of eyeshadow palette. I really, really like it. And it's small, it's curated, so this is definitely on my wish list. Last up, Fenty released a hydrating foundation and primer. This seems to be like a trend right now, dewy foundations. Foundation's only $35. That's a good price point. I would try this, but in the winter. I gotta say, I'm a little confused why everybody is releasing dewy foundation in the summer, because for me, when it's hot out, a dewy foundation is going to like melt off like crazy, and I would much more be buying a dewy foundation in the winter. So I don't know. I just thought it would make more sense if they were releasing these in winter, but it's fine. I've heard great things and I'm actually interested in this, but just not right now. So that is it for this video. A lot of this pretty good stuff is coming out, but the only thing I really want is that Persona palette. Also, I am waiting for an Hourglass holiday release because I want one of those 6-pan palettes. I wanted to buy one the last like 3 years, but I just felt like I couldn't shell out the cash. But this year I'm doing it. I don't care. So hopefully they actually release one so that I can buy it. Anyway, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think of these new releases and thank you for watching.